So today is January 25th, 2025, and it's about my reflection on my daily journal for my synopsis of my military history with the United States Navy and the Michigan Army National Guard. So I went to Detroit Catholic Central in Radford, Michigan, 1999 to 2003, led the team to the second state championship in 2002, and I was recruited by the Naval Academy. Being a Detroit kid, nothing about the Naval Academy and how prestigious, the most prestigious university in the country, and everybody's on full scholarship. So the irony of the situation is I went to party in college, some other things went on, so I wanted to have fun. Went to Ball State under Brady Hoke, his first year, and Eric Lewis, who took me down there, the son of Sherman Lewis, who is now the defensive coordinator for the Naval Academy. Played at Ball State for 2 years, had a little book scandal, transferred to Howard University, and then this is how I rose back to the military, where my cousin at that time period from Alabama was very high in the Pentagon at that time period, as well as another cousin from Alabama was a very powerful attorney in Washington, D.C., while my years there from 2006 till I graduated in December 2008. So with my first security clearance, I met Daniel R. Tovar at the American Heritage Bowl in California, thrown in, by the Navy, as well as thrown with John McAfee of McAfee Internet Security. We actually partied, had fun in his mansion. I was in his mansion before he fled the U.S. Years later and, lost his corporation, McAfee Internet Security. Well, Daniel R. Tovar was very high in the Navy, a Naval Academy grad, as well as a pilot. Had cancer in his foot, so he couldn't fly anymore, stuck to a desk, so he became my NFL agent. Well, he co-signed my loan with JP Morgan Chase, with my mother as well. And I met Jamie Dimon my first 2 months in Washington, D.C. when I first got there, the irony of that. But Daniel R. Tovar wrote Tactical Wireless Warfare in Urban Environments, which has been adopted by our government. That was back in 2005, before I met him. Before I met him. But it was adopted by our government for the cell phone towers and dealing with the Patriot Act. Great times with him. He wrote my recommendation letter to be an aviation pilot for the Navy after that American Heritage Bowl, as well as African-American captain of his, friend of his, whether it's a friend of his or my cousin in the Pentagon, who knows, wrote 2 recommendation letters, high up people. And the irony when I get back to Michigan, the crap the Navy, the certain officer pulled, where and it was my fault too. My grades were up and down at Howard University and Ball State, where I would have a 3.5 some semesters, but then when I'm focused on football and wanted to party, I have a 2.0. It was what it was. So 3 out of 8 people on the board wanted me in the aviation program. So that was it. Went to the National Guard, became an E4 mechanic with my recommendation letters. My ASVAB scores were off the charts. Then the irony was September 11, 2009, I was non-dishonorable discharge of some petty stuff. So then following years go by. 2018, I received my 3rd security clearance through the EPA, which was longer than the military security clearances, and became a chemical process engineer technician with the largest environmental waste corporation in the country, and they also refine oil, U.S. Ecology. Then went corporate, and then 2021, got my 4th security clearance, the U.S. Custom and Border Patrol, as a custom release analyst with the largest, what do you want to call it, international freight brokerage corporation in the world, based out of Toronto, Canada, Livingston International. 2022, got my 5th security clearance with the TSA at Willow Run Airport as an air traffic coordinator for emergency freight with aircrafts. And the story just keeps going on, but this is my daily journal with my military history and background, since high school.